सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। PDF page number 58. Gita Press in my book 54.
Guruji, I need mantra number. I don't follow both.
You don't follow both. Okay, mantra number
2.1.5.
2.15. 215.
Okay.
All right. Let us we'll chant the mantra. tasmādagniḥ samidho
tasmādagniḥ samidho
yasya sūryaḥ
yasya sūryaḥ
somātparjanya oṣadhayaḥ pṛthivyām
pṛthivyām
pumānretaḥ siñcati
siñcati
yoṣitāyāṃ bahvīḥ prajāḥ puruṣātsamprasūtāḥ.
puruṣātsamprasūtāḥ.
Once again. tasmādagniḥ samidho yasya sūryaḥ
tasmādagniḥ samidho yasya sūryaḥ
somātparjanya oṣadhayaḥ pṛthivyām
somātparjanya oṣadhayaḥ pṛthivyām
pumānretaḥ siñcati yoṣitāyāṃ
pumānretaḥ siñcati yoṣitāyāṃ
bahvīḥ prajāḥ puruṣātsamprasūtāḥ.
bahvīḥ prajāḥ puruṣātsamprasūtāḥ.
Yeah. So last mantra 214, we saw that Vishwarupa Pradarshanam was there. Our Bhuvpadav of Vishnu Sahasranam. That was, we said that shloka derived its inspiration from this mantra here in two. Agnir Murdha Chakshushi Chandrasuryau Chanetrau. So all that we saw. Idea there being that same Purushaha, the same Brahman, is all pervasive. What pervades me, the so-called consciousness, Chaitanyam, is the same Brahman that is out there. And so this differentiation between sentiency and insentiency is superficial. It is a point of view. It's a point of view. Whether there is life in a thing or no life in a thing. Biological life, Life means biology. It is something is beating in the living being. That is all okay. That is one type of division. But that is not paramarthikam. We saw all that. That is why we are able to visualize. Vishwarupam comes like that. That is why we are able to go to a tree and then do a namaskar to a tree. No problem. We don't have any problem with that. Not only we don't have a problem, we should do also. And so, we imply, those things are implied in this mantra. And slowly, Upanishad is trying to get us to appreciate this mantra. What did it say? Sarva bhutantaratma. Okay, Sarva bhutantaratma. That Purusha, in this particular section, the word Purusha is used to refer to Brahman. Okay, and so then we saw in the introduction to this mantra we just chanted, number 5, Panchagni dvarena cha yaha samsaranti prajāḥ ta api tasmādeva puruṣāt prajāyante iti uchyate. So we saw now, after talking about the pranaha, manaha, sarvendriyani cha, etc. in the third mantra, now the prajāḥ, look at the mantra, bahvīḥ prajāḥ puruṣātsamprasūtāḥ. So that is why Shankaracharya introduces by saying prajāḥ ta api tasmādeva puruṣāt. Prajāḥ means living beings. Human beings extended to all living beings. Also from that same Purusha have been born, have been produced, have been manufactured, have been created. Okay. But this creation is not like the creation of human beings. Why? Creation of human beings is what? Is like the human being creates so many things. Everything in the house is created. House itself is created. But the creator and the creation are different. Different. So in order to counter that idea, that popular idea, that only idea also we have. Okay. So it is not like that. The creator and the creation are not separate. That is the purpose of all these mantras. So that Srishti Karta pervades the Srishti. That is why Thuniliyum irpan, Turumbiliyum irpan. So kannu pe, Bhagavan hai. They have all these words in all Indian languages, you will see it. And so that is what, it's no longer a belief. What Prahlada said in that, okay, in that Narasimha-avatara, that for us is more than a belief. Upanishad makes us recognize it, see it, know it clearly. Okay. So, let's read I should give you the gist of this mantra. Alright. So, this is going to be interesting. I told you last time itself. This Panchagni Dwara I explained to you. So, we'll have to look into it. I told you, train is going from two places, Coimbatore to Bangalore, that example I gave last time. Vande Bharat, 5 stations are there, only 5 stops. 5. Keep the number, remember the number 5, okay? 5 stops between Coimbatore and Bangalore. So Coimbatore is 0 or 1, 0, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Bangalore is the last stop. Okay, 6th stop is Bangalore. Something like that you have to imagine. So write this down. I told you this. You make a table which has 3 columns and about 7 rows. Okay, 3 columns and 7 rows. This looks like some kind of a high school class or something, right? Children, I'm just copy exactly what I'm doing. Like that, the teachers say, So it's a very different class today. So anyway, the first row, what happened? The jiva passed away. Jiva passed away. Nothing wrong in visualizing like this. Cremation has been done in Coimbatore. No, don't be, just we are practical terms, so don't take the example for what is useful for. And now what happened? The jiva has to travel. That travel is being talked about in this mantra. And through 5 stations it's going to go all the way. It's going to take the next janma, is going to happen in Bangalore. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, and so first row is the starting point. Jiva has given up its previous body. When the jiva gives up its previous body, alright, the first column you can write something. You can write something like Maranam, something like that you can write. First row, first column. Then second column is the name of the jiva. The jiva takes a form, it seems. That form is called Jala Rupa Jivaha. Jala Rupam. Jala Rupa Jivaha. And then it now goes to it enters the train. Okay, now it is ready to go to the first processing station. The train has started now. Train has started. Okay, now the second processing station is called Swargaha. Swargaha. And that is, alright, I'll leave that later. Swargaha. Then, in that Swargaha, this Jalarupa Jivaha goes there, and then it stays for some time. Metamorphosis happens. Metamorphosis. This metamorphosis. The most famous example is this egg becoming a butterfly, right? Some egg is there, larva, caterpillar, and then pupa, and then butterfly. Something like that I studied when I was at school. So I think some 3-4 stages are there. Something like that is happening here. Second station, processing station is there. There this Jalarupa Jivaha gets transformed into Soma-rupa Jivaha. Soma-rupa Jivaha. Some words will come here, okay? Soma-rupa Jivaha. So third row, what you are doing is that second column Soma-rupa Jivaha, and that third station is called Swargaha. I told you that. Swarga. In Swarga, the Jalarupa Jivaha becomes Soma-rupa Jivaha. Next, it goes to the second station. Okay, ignore Coimbatore. Coimbatore is 0 station. Okay, and so second station, in between station, from this Swarga, it comes to what is called cloud. Parjanyaha. All this is said in Chandogyopanishad. Okay, so Parjanyaha. Parjanyaha means clouds in general, rain-bearing clouds, and so there that jiva, the Soma-rupa Jivaha, transforms, metamorphoses into Vrishti-rupa Jivaha. Vrishti-rupa Jivaha. It's the name of the jiva, the name they give to that jiva, because it has to transform, before it gets born. From nothingness, body is gone. So where is the jiva? It's not visible. Nothing is happening. So only Shastram has to tell us all these things. And so, then from there, it goes to the third processing center. Now we are in the fourth row of your table, correct? Right. So there, now it falls through the rain. Through the rain it falls. Where it does it fall? Prithvi. Okay. Bhuhu. So that Bhuhu is the third processing station. Where that Vrishti Rupa Jivaha, if I told you, I think I told you, Vrishti Rupa Jivaha is now going to get transformed into Oshadhi Rupa Jivaha. Oshadhi. Oṣadhayaḥ means plants, So in Prithvi, Oshadhi Rupa Jivaha gets formed from the Vrishti Rupa Jivaha. That is, the transformation is going to happen in Prithvi, which we can appreciate somewhat because we know. We've studied this biology and all. We know what happens. Alright. Then what happens? Then this Oshadhi Rupa Jivaha enters the next processing station number 4 called puruṣāḥ. Now you'll ask me, from Purusha only everything came. Now there's another Purusha you're saying. Now you are saying, no, I'm not saying. Upanishad is going to say that. Okay. So I'm saying whatever the Upanishad is saying. I have no right to change all these things. Purusha means male person. Male. Yeah. That's that Purusha here. It's male, context based. So Purusha. So in the Purusha, this Oshadhi Rupa Jivaha gets converted to what is called Reto Rupa Jivaha. Retas in Sanskrit means this male seed, semen. Okay. That Reto Rupa Jivaha. Okay. So far so good, no? Okay. Teacher is not going too fast, no? Students are not struggling, right? Pencil broke. Teacher, pencil broke. Somebody will come and say all these things. So all this very interesting life it was, no? There are some teachers in our class. They can, they are still dealing with all this. So, Maheshji has raised his hand. This is going to be trouble, I know that.
I'm saying a little bit slow, please, because maybe the table, I'm not able to write it properly. And
first, okay. To write, you need a table. I hope you have a table.
I do.
And on the table, you need a book. And then on that book, I'm talking about that table.
Then the first column, I wrote Maranam. Next one, I wrote Jalarupa Jiva. The third one, I wrote Swarga. Am I correct?
Okay. So, a little bit of a problem there. Second row, first cell, you should say Swarga.
No, first row. Let us first start with first row.
First row already over. Maranam you said. Next to Maranam, Next to Maranam, you should say Jala Rupa Jivaha in that first row. Jala Rupa Jivaha.
First column, you mean?
Sorry, first column, correct.
2.1. Okay.
Yeah.
In the matrix.
Okay. Now you are confusing me. Anyway, first row. First row, Maranam you have written in the first column, first row, correct?
Correct.
Maranam station, cremation ground. Let's put it bluntly.
Okay, whatever it is.
Okay, no, and that is what it is. That is what it is. It's not whatever it is. That is what it is.
Okay, first let me write it down. Then we'll figure it out.
Okay, then 1.2. Okay, that is 1.1. Then second column. Next to that, you say Jala Rupa Jivaha. Jala Rupa Jivaha. First row. First row. We have just completed first row.
Yeah, Jala Rupa Jiva. So 1.2.
Second row. First entry is going to be Swargaha.
Okay, so 2.1.
Straight away, Jiva is going to Swargaha. We all think, oh man, I'm going to this place, that place, and all. We are worrying. No, this Upanishad says Swarga, straight. Swargaha. There, what happens? The Jala Rupa Jivaha gets transformed into what did I say? Soma Rupa Jivaha.
Soma Rupa Jiva. Yeah, I wrote that.
Third one you got?
Yeah, my second one. Jala Rupa Jivaha, and then you read again said Swarga.
Swargaha. Then third row. The confusion comes because I said second row is first processing station.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Third row is second processing station. That's where the confusion comes. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, second row. Third row is what? Third row is from Swarga, where does it go?
Parjanya.
Parjanyaha, where it becomes Vrishti Rupa Jivaha.
So that is matrix 3.1.
3.1, fair enough. 3.1 and 3.2, whatever. Right. Alright, then what? Then we are in the fourth row.
Vrishti Rupa Jiva.
Jaykumarji, you said Swargaha, Parjanyaha, then Soma Rupa Jivaha.
No.
In Parjanya, the name of the Jiva is called Soma Rupa Jivaha.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was Vrishti Rupa Jiva.
You said in
No.
Parjanya it's Vrishti Rupa.
Oh, sorry. No. Okay, you got it. Yeah, correct. Like this, if you, so many people ask questions, it's possible to get confused. I'm also a human being, And so, because I don't have a table, I have some stuff here.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at a table. That's my problem. So anyway, I thought I can finish it off here. But anyway, correct. Parjanyaha Vrishti Rupa Jivaha. Soma Rupa Jivaha gets transformed to Vrishti Rupa Jivaha. That makes sense.
Next is oṣadhayaḥ Rupa Jiva.
In Prithvi, first call, Prithvi,
Oh.
oṣadhayaḥ Rupa Jivaha.
Okay.
Okay, then next we are moving on, okay?
Then Purushaha.
Then Purushaha Reto Rupa Jivaha.
Okay. So where I got confused was, we are
That's
talking
okay,
only
that's okay,
column
don't
one.
worry. No, don't say anything. We are all good. Otherwise, others will get confused now, okay? Now, next row. Next row. After Prithvi, you have to say, after Purusha, you have to say, this male seed is going to go into this womb. Yoṣit is a womb, which is there in the stri, obviously. And so
Kindly
that
repeat that.
Yoṣit is the fifth last station. Processing station is Yoṣit, womb. And there, the Reto Rupa Jivaha, which has entered the womb, is going to get transformed into what kind of Jivaha? It is called Manushya Rupa Jivaha. That's all. Okay, this is the fifth station. Manushya Rupa Jivaha. Then after that, what? Prajāḥ. He is going to say puruṣātsamprasūtāḥ, prajāḥ. Okay. This is being said in this mantra. Okay, a lot of detail and all that, but that's the basic idea. Panchagni dwara means through this 5-stage process, yaha samsaranti prajāḥ ta api tasmādeva puruṣāt prajāyanti iti uchyate. Shankara Bhaashyam. Through this process, all beings are born. Okay, all manushyas are born for now. We'll extend it to other beings also. Alright, children, can we move forward? Okay, alright, we are going to move forward. Alright, so this is the gist of this mantra. Okay, let's read the next line. tasmādparjanya
tasmādparjanya
prajāvasthāna vishesha rūpah
prajāvasthāna vishesha rūpah
agnihi.
agnihi.
All right, we'll go slowly. We'll pause there. We'll read the next one also. Shanti, go ahead and unmute yourself. Saha vishishyate
Saha vishishyate
samidha yasya sūryaḥ
samidha yasya sūryaḥ
samidha iva samidha
samidah iva samidah
sūryeḥ hi
sūryeḥ hi
द्युलोकः samidhyate.
द्युलोकः samidhyate.
Good. Tasmādagniḥ. That is the main sentence. Okay. Tasmat. From that means we have to go to the previous mantra, from that. So that's what Shankaracharya is saying. Parasmat purushat. Purusha, Brahma, Ishvaraha, or Saguna Brahma Ishvaraha. Because of Saguna Brahma, once creation is talked about, Saguna Brahma you have to talk about. Leave Nirguna Brahma aside. So Tasmat, Saguna Brahmanaha. Tasmat, Parasmat, all pervasive, most exalted. Nothing beyond that. That is why Parasmat. Okay? Nothing superior to that Brahma. Okay? That's why Parasmat Purushat. Okay? From that, Agni has come about. Agni. Now, last mantra, if you have reviewed the last mantra, Agnir Mordha. Okay? Chakshushi Chandra Suryo. What did Shankara say Agni was? Agnihi Dyulokaha. Go back to the previous page, correct? Agnihi Dyulokaha. He say Agni is Swargaha. Dyulokaha means Swargaha. Okay, Swargaha. And I'm not saying it just because I like to say it. It's because Aso Vava Lokaha Gautama Agnihi. Gautama, son Uddalaka went to Veda Pathshala. After 12 years he comes home. 12 years of study of Vedas. You know what tejas that boy will have? And you can see all these children. Tejas, nothing will shake them. Nothing. You say something, they'll be smiling and all that. Because they don't understand your language, you don't understand their language. Okay, what can you talk about? So, they are children still. You can talk about, how are your parents, where are you from and all that. They'll be happily talking. But Tejas, this boy, Swetaketu, and he ends up going to a Maharaja. The Maharaja's name is, I forgot what his name is. Jaivali, I think. Jaivali Maharaja. Okay, Jaivali. So, Jaivali Maharaja, he goes and somehow, this boy has a lot of arrogance. So, this king noticed that. And the king asked him a few questions. Panchagni, tell me, do you know what Panchagni Vidya is? This Panchagni Dwara, he talks about that. And this boy says, I don't know. Humiliated, he comes back home. And he complains and he tells to his father. Father understood what's happening. Gautama, father's name there is Gautama. Elsewhere, Shvetaketu, another name, Uddalaka and all. But here Gautama. Gautama goes to the king, Jaivali, and says, humbly he says, this is not acceptable. What is not acceptable? A Vedic family which cannot answer questions about Vedas, it's not right. I want to learn this from you. King. The king says, I am a Kshatriya, you are a Brahmana and all. I don't know how it's going to work out. But because of your humility, because of your desire, you have asked that you must learn, I will teach you. This is how it starts. And so anyway, go back to that shloka, the previous page 57. Aso vava lokaha Gautama Agnihi. Hey Gautama, that Agni is Dyulokaha. That Loka is Dyulokaha, Swargaha. Like that, some story is there. In Chandogya Upanishad. Okay. Anyway, therefore, Agni, what is Agni? Agni is Swargaha. Therefore, in that second row, you put the processing station as what? Swargaha. You can say is equal to Agnihi. In this mantra, it is Agnihi. Okay. Alright. And what is Agnihi? Prajāvasthāna Vishesha Rūpaha. It is a special place. Vishesha Rūpaha. And special form, special place. And Praja Avasthana. It is the residence of this Jiva. Praja means Jiva here, which is going to become Praja later. Special place. Okay, because metamorphosis is happening, Like the larva and all, pupa and all, there are special places. Something is happening. You can't touch these places. And it's meant for the Jiva to do what it is supposed to do. Okay. All right. So there is a footnote and all there. Footnote number 29, I think. Prajanam sthitihi yatra yata drisha diloka agni ityartaha. Yeah, same thing. We have covered all that. All right. So, Agnihi. So he doesn't talk about this Soma Rupa Jivaha, correct? Soma Rupa Jivaha must have happened here in this processing station Agni. He doesn't say anything. Next, he suddenly Somat he is going to say. He is asking us to fill up the blanks. So you must fill up the blanks here by saying that we have to say something here. So that Jalarupa Jivat Soma Rupa Jivaha Jayate. Like that we have to say. What I said earlier. In Sanskrit, if you want, you can put Jalarupa Jivat Soma Rupa Jivaha Jayate. From Jalarupa Jiva, Soma Rupa Jiva is born. Okay. Born means metamorphosed. Not two different Jivas. Correct? Generally, when we say born, two different Jivas. Here it's not like that. Same Jiva, undergoing transformation. Alright. Saha Vishishyate. Saha. That Agnihi Vishishyate. Visheshyate, sorry. Visheshyate. Is described. Is qualified now. Is described. By the words in the Moola Mantra called Samidaha yasya sūryaḥ. Yasya Swargasya Yasya Agnehe. This Agni Swarga, and Swarga is lighted up by what? Surya. Surya is the illuminator, is the tube light for this Swarga. That is what he is saying. That is how he is describing this Agni. I thought Agni is the illuminator. No. You have to just change your mindset. Agni is not the illuminator. Agni is Swarga. Don't get confused. Surya is the illuminator of the Swarga, whose name is called Agni in this mantra. Okay? Good. Then Samidaha. Iva Samidaha. He says, Samidaha means fuel. Fuel or literally fuel. But some kind of lamp. A light, some lamp that lights up. Okay? And he says, like fuel. It's like the fuel. So don't take it literally. It means Surya is there. Surya is there. You think of Surya as the illuminator of the Swarga. Like that. Just like Surya is the illuminator of Prithvi also. Really speaking. Alright. Suryena. Why? Because Suryena hi dyulokaha samidhyate. Okay. Sun alone is the or dyuloka. The Swarga is illuminated by Surya. That is why the Upanishad says like that. Samidaha yasya sūryaḥ. Indidhatu. Sanskrit students. Indidhatu. Seventh gana. Okay. Inde, indate, indate. Ind, deeptau. Ind, deeptau. In the sense of being illumined. Prakasha. Prakasharte. Okay, so far so good, right? Next sentence. Tataha hi dyulokat nishpannat somat parjanyah Dvitiyaha agnihi sambhavati. Yeah. So now I think you can follow based on the introduction we have given, right? Tataha hi. So indeed from there, from that point, now the Soma Rupa Jivaha is sitting there in the processing station. The time is right for the train to leave that station. Okay? Correct? Time is right to leave. And so, he says, Tatahi dyulokat, from that Swargat, from the Swarga, Nishpannat dyulokat. Nishpannaha, Utpannat, okay, means that loka is also produced He says loka is produced, but inside the jiva also is produced. Okay, the Upanishad goes back and forth. Okay, don't get confused. Swarga is there and the jiva is produced. Okay, and so Dhyulokat Nishpannat Somat, the soma that is produced, the soma rupa jivaha that is produced, that is the final product in that Swarga, processing station called Swarga. Okay, Agnihi. Okay, from that Somat, what happens? Parjanyaha. Parjanyaha sambhavati. Parjanyaha sambhavati. Dvitiyaha Agnihi sambhavati. Now we are moving to the next station, processing station number 2, called Parjanyaha. Literal meaning of Parjanyaha is a rain-bearing cloud. Okay, so here also you can take it like that, rain-bearing cloud, which is the Dvitiyaha Agnihi. My God, now he is using the word Agni. I thought we are moving away from Swargaha, Agnihi. Now he is using the word Agni again. Now the word Agni is going to be used as the processing station, not Swarga. Agni is now a general word which means processing station. Next stage. A stage is called Agni. Tritiyaha Agnihi, Chaturtaha Agni, Panchamaha Agni. First, until we came to Swarga, Swarga is Agni. There Agni means Swarga. Here Agni does not mean Swarga. It means next station. That's all it means. Okay. Shankaracharya's words these are, because Chandogya says like that, Parjanyaha. It uses Agni, goes from that specific meaning Swarga to non-specific meaning also. Because that station, the stationality, and I don't know what to call it, stationariness was established in the Swarga. So that stationariness, the next stationariness, the next station. So Agni, it becomes the general word. Okay, like we say Xerox. Xerox is the name of a machine. Did you Xerox means what? Did I Xerox means what is the question? What question you are asking? Xerox is the guy who invented the copy machine. Okay, and now you converted that into a verb, something like that. All right. Dvitiyaha Agnihi Parjanyaha. Second processing station, Parjanyaha, cloud sambhavati. Sambhavati, samyak bhavati. Processed and prepared very well. Samyak, ready for the next stage. That's the meaning of samyak. Simply not created and ready to do its job. Sambhavati. All right. And there nothing else is said. So now you should add that Soma Rupa Jivaha is now getting transformed into what type of Jivaha?
Vrishti Rupa.
Vrishti Rupa Jivaha in this Parjanyaha. Not said here. You have to put within brackets all that. Vrishti Rupa Jivaha. All right. Next, let's see. Because he's saying Tasmat next. So we're moving on to the next station. Good, Vande Bharat, it has to move, Vande Bharat, it has to move. How long can you stay in the same station? That you call it Vande Bharat and all. Then I found out when I reached Bangalore, it's not that fast and all that. They say fast and all. It's okay, maybe a few minutes I saved. But otherwise... Anyway, moving fast here. Tasmat. Okay, Tasmat cha. Parjanyat. Oṣadhayaḥ. Pṛthivyām. Sambhavanti. Okay. Yeah, we'll pause there because a lot of unsaid things are there, So you can fill up the blanks. Tasmat, from that processing station, what happened? This jiva is going to move to the next station. And next station is Prithvi. It has moved on to the next station. Strain has stopped. And so pṛthivyām, in that Prithvi, Saptami, right? Pṛthivyām. In that Prithvi, what happens? Oṣadhayaḥ sambhavanti. oṣadhayaḥ, plants, plant world, plant kingdom, sambhavanti, are formed. Okay? Are formed. From what? Parjanyat, tasmādagniḥ. Moved on from parjanya, that processing station, to the next processing station. So now we are in the third processing station, prithivī, and there
This
parjanya.
doesn't mention Vrishti, Guruji.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mention a lot of things. You have to fill up the blanks based on the table. So now that Vrishti Rupa Jivaha, which was formed in Parjanya, has come to Prithivī and gets metamorphosed like this pupa or larva, and then into what is called as Oshadhi Rupa Jivaha. Your table should already have that word. So far, so good. At least some people are shaking their heads. That's good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So, all right. That's all there is here. Okay. Let's read the next one. ओषधिभ्यः
ओषधिभ्यः
पुरुषाग्नौ
पुरुषाग्नौ
हुताभ्यः
हुताभ्यः
उपादानभूताभ्यः
उपादानभूताभ्यः
पुमान्
पुमान्
अग्निः रेतः
अग्निः रेतः
सिञ्चति
सिञ्चति
योषितायाम्
ओषितायाम्
योषिति
योषिति
योषाग्नौ
योषाग्नौ
स्त्रियाम् इति.
स्त्रियाम् इति.
Yeah. So now you can guess what's happening, obviously. So now from that oṣadhi, and that oṣadhi is now consumed by the purusha, by all living beings, but here purusha here means what? Manushyaha, okay, puman, so puman, so the male, consumed by the male. That's what is being said here. Oshadibhyaha hutabhyaha upadana bhutabhyaha. So that oshadhi is consumed. Huta is offered into, consumed, given to, okay, offered to the male. Okay. Who? Male. Puruṣāgnau. We'll come to that in a bit. Upadana bhutabhyaha. So that oshadhi is what is going to make the next, is going to be the material cause. It's going to be the material for the formation of the next stage. Upadana, upadana karanam, we know what it is. The material, just like for yogurt, the material cause, upadana karanam is kshiram, milk. And so, for dadi, so full entire milk becomes yogurt. Entire kshiram becomes dadihi. Same way here also. That entire oshadhi just becomes, waiting to become that male seed. Okay. That is the job of the male. Purusha. That's what he's saying. Puruṣāgnau. Puruṣāgnau. I told you now, Agni doesn't mean Swarga. Agni means processing station. Agni means stage. The stage called Purusha. Called the male human being. Okay. That male, Puruṣāgnau, in Saptami. So in that Purusha, this thing is offered. The offered oshadhi, what happens to the offered oshadhi? Puman agnihi. Okay, he's moving on to the next one. So I can't... a lot of things have happened, right? So, Utabhyaha puman agnihi. Puma. All right. Puman agnihi. You have to say jayate. Jayate. You have to say retaha jayate first. Retaha jayate. that reta, that the male seed is formed. First step. He is going too fast here. Okay. Puruṣāgnau retaḥ jayate. In the male, the seed is formed. Slowly we'll take it. So oṣadhi rupa jivaha is now transformed into reto rupa jivaha. Okay. Reto rupa jivaha jayate. Here he says puman. It stops with male. So puruṣāgnau puman agnihi. Retaha word is there. So you can put another word. Retaha jayate. You have to add. You have to add those two words here. Okay. Retaha jayate. You must add those words before the next retaha siñcati and all. We have to add retaha jayate. Put a full stop there. Take a deep breath. Okay. Retaha jayate. Where? In the Purusha, obviously. Then he says, did we read this? Yeah. Retaha siñcati yoṣitāyāṃ. Did we read this? Yeah, we read it. Okay. So next step. So the job of the male is to produce the retaha. Retas. I think it is sakaranta. Okay. I don't know if it is napumsakam or not. You can check. All right. And then the retas is going to happen. Something is going to happen. Retaha siñcati yoṣitāyāṃ. Yoṣiti yoṣāgnau striyām iti. Okay. Now the male seed has to go to the next processing station. And there, what is that processing station? Yoṣitā. And Shankara is saying yoṣit. Yoṣit napumsakam is there. And so yoṣiti, he is converting the yoṣitāyāṃ into yoṣiti. Into that womb, yoṣit, into the yoni, yoṣit. Okay. That when the male seed goes, then what happens? That is called yoṣāgnau, obviously. Agni, the processing station called yoṣit, is yoṣāgnihi. Okay, yoṣāgnau. So how they are moving fast, they are using all kinds of words. But once we know the background, we can appreciate that. Yoṣāgnau. Striyām iti. Okay. It has to be stri now. It has to be stri. And yoṣiti striyām iti. That's it. He doesn't say anything. You have to say now manushya rupa jivaha jayate. Right? Reto rupa jivat manushya rupa jivaha jayate. From that jiva, which had the form of the male seed, is now going to take the form of a manushya. Reta rupo jivat manushya rupa jivaha jayate. Those words you have to add here. Okay, that's not complicated to understand. And then here, there in Gita Press, this Puman Agnihi, your notebook says Agnihi Retaha, siñcati and all. That Agnihi in Gita Press, if anybody is following, it will say Agni. Dirgha. There is a Dirgha. Not Agnihi. Agni, Visarga is gone, and then there is a Dirgha. Agni. That is because of a Panini rule. Agnihi. When a Visarga is followed, when a Repa, Visarga means Repa, the Repa is followed by another Repa, then the previous Visarga drops and that particular Swara will get Dirghified, extended. Okay, that is the rule there. Rori, those who are studying Panini, Rori, Dralope, Purvasya, Dirghonaha, etc. will come. Anyway, that is just by the way. Alright, now let's read the next one. So now all processing stations are over. Okay. Now the child has to be born. Prajāḥ has to be born. Right? So that's what he's saying here. Evam kramena.
Evam kramena.
bahvīḥ,
bahvīḥ,
bahvayah,
bahvayah,
prajāḥ,
prajāḥ,
brahmanādyāḥ,
brahmanadyāḥ,
puruṣāt,
puruṣātsamprasūtāḥ,
parasmāt, samprasūtāḥ,
samprasūtāḥ,
samutpannaḥ.
samutpannaḥ.
Yeah, and this also you understand. Main words here are prajāḥ, samutpannaḥ.
Yeah.
That's all. Prajāḥ samutpannaḥ. Prajas are formed, or created, or born. Samprasūtāḥ. Prasu, prasava, comes from that su dhatu. Su. Prasave. If you look at dhatu kosha, you will say prasave. Prasave in the sense of giving birth. Prasavam. So prakarshena suyate iti prasavaha. Okay. So we use words, and so all those words we are seeing it here now. Anyway, samprasūtāḥ. So prajāḥ samprasūtāḥ. Evam kramena. How prajāḥ prasūtāḥ? Evam kramena. In this manner, in this order. Krama is an order, Evam. In this manner. Bahvīḥ prajāḥ. Bahvīḥ prajāḥ. This akaranta strilingam. So bahvīḥ is bahvī, bahvyo, bahvyah. Then bahvīm, bahvyo, bahvīḥ. That is how it should go. Ikaranta strilingam. So Shankara is saying, okay, this bahvīḥ is dvitiya vibhakti. No, it should be prathama vibhakti. The bahvyah. That's all he's doing. Okay. You can do your homework later. Okay. So bahvyah. So from dvitiya he is converting to prathama. Sanskrit students. Others don't have to worry about all these things. So evam kramena, many. Bahvyah means many. Many prajāḥ. Shankara is saying brahmanādyāḥ. 2500 years ago, when Brahmins were not persecuted, okay, that is the time he's using all this language. Today, if we say all these things in public, they will just throw stones at you. So you be careful. If you're going to talk about all this, I told you before, don't talk about these things outside the class. And if you do, then it's at your own risk. Okay. So Brahmanādyāḥ, Brahmanas, etc. Brahmanas, etc. Those days, Brahmanas were doing Brahmana karyam. So these days, Brahmanas don't know what Brahmana karyam is. Okay, that's a problem. Anyway, prajāḥ, brahmanādyāḥ, samutpannaḥ. From where? Puruṣāt. That same Purusha, which in the previous mantra gave rise to this prana, apana, etc. All that same Purusha, which gave rise to Hiranyagarbha before in the previous mantra. All that same tasmādparjanya parasmāt. Okay. Shankara is consistently using that. Parasmāt also he says here. Samprasūtāḥ. Parasmāt means what? Param. Param means all pervasive. Purushanna parankinchit sa kashta sa paragatihi. That beyond which there is nothing. Why? Because that is satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Okay. Parasmāt samprasūtāḥ samutpannaḥ. Right. So, what is this? I came to study Brahma Vidya. You are teaching me some. This seems like biology, but does not seem like biology because Swarga and all you talked about. So, that can't come under biology, So, suddenly at the end, some biology I can recognize. But what is this? Is this Upanishad Brahma Vidya or something else? Correct. If you got this question, that means you are not sleeping. You should get this question, correct? That is correct. So, Upanishad being Brahma Vidya, the Tatparyam of the Upanishad is to show us, to teach us that Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Then what is Srishti Prakriya? In fact, Panchagni Dwara is only one type of Srishti. There are other types of ways in which Jivas are born. Bacteria. We studied what is that? What is it? It's called, one becomes two, right? One becomes two.
Amoeba.
Bacteria divides like that.
Amoeba.
Amoeba divides like that. Where, how about that? Two are formed from one. Here only one. What do you talk about?
Mitosis.
Mitosis. Aha. Abba. कितने साल हुआ ये सुन के, mitosis सुन के. And so, mitosis. Okay. So, that must be some other process. So many processes are there. Sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. That also. As you thought you knew, but then suddenly they come up with ways to confuse you also. And so, all that is there. So, many things are there. So, am I going to read all that in this Upanishad? No. This is saying, what is the purpose of saying all this? Tasmāt puruṣāt eva upadāna karanena prajāḥ samprasūtāḥ. Praja is not different from Brahma. Don't put Brahma out there somewhere. Brahma is not somewhere. Brahma is right here. In fact, you yourself are Brahma. That is the idea here. Okay. Why that is the idea? Go back to the student's question. Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvam idam vijñātam bhavati iti. What is that? If I know, it is as good as knowing everything. Such a thing, science will say such a thing doesn't exist. But they are finding the truth also. They are constantly digging and digging. Correct? That's how the human mind is. It can't rest content unless it knows the truth. And so knowing what means knowing that Purusha, I will know that everything is that Brahma. That's the idea. Good. Let's do the Anvaya here. Tasmāt, Anvaya of the mantra, right? Tasmāt, within brackets I have written parasmāt puruṣāt. Tasmāt parasmāt puruṣāt. Watch the moolam. Keep the moolam nearby and keep watching, okay? And so you know which one to put in brackets. And don't blindly write down what I am saying. Tasmāt parasmāt puruṣāt agnihi moolam. Agnihi. And now you have to write within brackets. Dyulokaha jayate. Dyulokaha is brought from the previous Bhaashyam. Dyulokaha, Shankaracharya. Jayate you have to add from the previous Bhaashyam. It's not there here. Okay. Previous mantras Bhaashyam. Alright. Tasmāt parasmāt puruṣāt agnihi dyulokaha jayate. Agnihi is equal to dyulokaha here, right? Not a full stop yet. Yasya samidho sūryaḥ bhavati. Yasya samidho sūryaḥ bhavati. Whose illuminator is sun. Full stop. Bhavati I have added. Tasmāt parasmāt puruṣāt agnihi dyulokaha jayate yasya samidho sūryaḥ bhavati. Alright, full stop. Next sentence. Dyulokāt nishpannāt. Dyulokāt nishpannāt somāt. Okay, mantra only has somāt. So I have added Dyulokāt nishpannāt. Shankara. Dyulokāt nishpannāt. Shankara says that somātparjanya jayate. Full stop. Okay, yeah. Somātparjanya jayate. Okay, so you can, a lot of things to fill up. I'm sure you will do your homework. Next sentence. Pṛthivyām oṣadhayaḥ moolam. Pṛthivyām oṣadhayaḥ jayante. In the Prithvi, plants are born. Pṛthivyām oṣadhayaḥ jayante. Next sentence. Next sentence doesn't exist in the moolam. So everything is within brackets. Okay, what is that? Oṣadhibhyaḥ puruṣāgnau because the next stage is not the oṣadhibhyaḥ puruṣāgnau retaḥ jayate. Retaḥ jayate. From plants, then in the male seed is formed. That's all we are saying here. Oṣadhibhyaḥ puruṣāgnau retaḥ jayate. Got it? Okay. Next. Pumān yoṣitāyāṃ retaḥ siñcati. Everything is there in the moolam. Pumān yoṣitāyāṃ retaḥ siñcati. Full stop. It's there in the moolam, so you can see it. Next sentence, if you are ready. Okay, now look. Ataha, add the word, it's in brackets. Ataha parasmāt. These two words you want to add. Ataha parasmāt. Ataha is my addition, okay? Parasmāt, Shankara's addition. You think about it. Puruṣāt bahvīḥ. All words from the moolam. Puruṣāt bahvīḥ. Ataha parasmāt puruṣāt bahvīḥ prajāḥ samprasūtāḥ. Ataha parasmāt puruṣāt bahvīḥ prajāḥ samprasūtāḥ. So you are welcome to put the Jalarupa jivat somarupa jivaha prajāyate. Somarupa jivat vrishtirupa jivaha prajāyate. I think I am right. Vrishtirupa jivat oṣadhirupa jivaha prajāyate. Oṣadhi. Like that you can add those sentences in between. Okay. Good. So some of you, if you are wondering, I'd rather be spending 6:15 in the morning. Kalidasa has written so many great poems. You read, you just mind, it just goes like this. Meghadutam, Raghuvamsham. I know Ramayana. Now I want to read the Ramayana written by Kalidasa. That is Raghuvamsham. How nice it will be. At least some Sanskrit also I will learn. And you know what they say, Kalidasa? The greatest poet. I thought great poets were William Wordsworth and all these people. I never even heard of the word Kalidasa in my school or college. And after all this, suddenly they are saying there is a guy called Kalidasa. Now, at what age can you learn all this? Already time has flown. And Vedanta is sitting in front of me. Big books are sitting. Should I read Kalidasa or should I read this? Kalidasa. If you have time, you read all these things. Very important. Study. They say, Pura kavinam ganana prasange. Look at this. Long ago, in the king, those days they used to encourage arts and fine arts, this, that, literature, sciences, philosophy, everything. That is the job of a king. Like fortunately, our Prime Minister is doing a lot of these things. He's encouraging, look at that. He's encouraging all these YouTubers. And so suddenly they feel like, wow, we are somebody in this country, All young people. He encourages space research. He goes and hugs ISRO chairman. Suddenly space, you look at all the space research going on in India. It's just mind-boggling, unimaginable. Okay, incubation centers and all that. Anyway, there, the king wanted to know who are the great poets in my country. Pura kavinam ganana prasange. Okay. Kanishtikadishtita Kalidasaha. I think that's how it goes. Okay. They started counting. So they said Kalidasa is number one. It means there is no competition, it seems. Everybody accepted. Kalidasa is number one. So they counted like this. In America, they sometimes count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In India, it's easier to count like this. Anyway, 1. So Kanishtika, Kanishtikadishtita Kalidasa. Kalidasa is sitting in this finger. He was counted by this finger. Kanishtikadishtita Kalidasaha. Tatulya kaver abhavat. Then they were trying to find who is next. And they were looking. They couldn't find who is next. Next to Kalidasa. Means as good as Kalidasa, is there somebody they tried to find? And not there. Tatulya kaver abhavat. Abhavaha. Not there. Tatulya. Equivalent to Kalidasa or like Kalidasa. Tatulya kaver abhavat. Anamika sartavati babuva. This finger got called Anamika, it seems. No name for this finger. Because another poet is not there, equal to Kalidasa. What a beautiful shloka it is, no? Subhashita. It's called Anamika, by the way, those who don't know. This ring finger is called Anamika. Anyway.
Sarthavati
babuva. Sarthavati. Anamika is Strilingam. Sarthavati babuva. Okay, anyway, we won't go there. Why I said all this is, if somebody wondering, what am I doing all this, means, yeah, there is a purpose. There is a purpose. There is an order in all the chaos. Like that I am trying to say. That's all. Next, Bhaashyam. We have a few more minutes left. Kincha.
Kimcha.
Karma sadhanani.
Karma sadhanani.
Phalani cha.
Phalani cha.
Tasmād eva.
Tasmāt eva.
Iti aha.
Iti aha.
Katham.
Katham.
Yeah. So the story is not over yet. That's what he's saying. And furthermore, kincha, furthermore, okay. Tasmād eva jayate. So that's from the same purusha only. Tasmād puruṣāteva jayate. Jayate word is not there. You can add tasmād eva jayate. What jayate? What else has come from this purusha besides this prajāḥ? Well, prajāḥ is born, but how to lead a life? How to lead a life? A manushya is like a runaway car, like a runaway bullet train, unless there is dharma. Because free will is there. Free will. Free will also has to be produced, didn't mention it. So everything has to be given now. The power to act, the power to do things, the power to accomplish, the accomplishable things, and this whole code of ethics, everything has to be produced. It has to be produced also, you know. And so that is what he's saying. Karma sadhanani. Okay. The means to perform actions. Karmanaha sadhanani. Karmanam sadhanani. Means to do actions. Because now I am waiting. The child is waiting to do something. It's all about action, action, action. Correct? And so, somebody told me, somebody argued with me some years ago, I remember, a good friend of mine. Jayakumar, Shankaracharya is not talking about samsara. We are all living in samsara. What Shankaracharya says is useless. I told him, yes, that's correct. That is why I am studying Shankaracharya. I told him that. That means if you have to understand samsara, you have to understand what Shankaracharya says. Like that we had a discussion, I remember. So that action, action, action. So that has to happen. So karma sadhanani phalani cha. And the results of the karma. This whole cause effect, the whole science of cause effect has also comes from tasmādeva. Tasmādeva. From that purusha only, from that same Brahman, these things have come about. All these accessories, instruments, whatever words you want to use, karma sadhanani iti aha. That is said. That is said in the next mantra. How? How did it come about? Like that, katham. Like that he is asking. Hopefully that will complete the picture. Okay, let's chant the next mantra. तस्माद् ऋचः
तस्मात्पृचः
सामयजुगुंषि
सामयजुंषि
दीक्षाः
दीक्षाः
यज्ञाश्च
यज्ञाश्च
सर्वे क्रतवः
सर्वे कृतवः
दक्षिणाश्च
दक्षिणाश्च
संवत्सरश्च
संवत्सरश्च
यजमानश्च
यजमानश्च
लोकाः
लोकाः
सोमो यत्र पवते
सोमो यत्र पवते
यत्र सूर्यः.
यत्र सूर्यः.
Good. We'll continue in the next class. Okay. आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्. काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः सज्जनाः सन्तु निर्भयाः. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ.